If you're watching this right now and you're unfamiliar with Kindle Publishing as a business strategy, then I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised with how easy it is to make money with little to no investment. So in this video, I'm going to give you the complete step-by-step blueprint of how you get started with Kindle Publishing today and make some really easy money. Picking a niche topic for your first book is really easy. All you want to do is go to Amazon.com and then click on this All button to get to the categories. You just want to select here, you want to go to the Kindle store. So that's the first thing you want to do is go to the Kindle store. Now the most challenging part about picking a niche topic for your book is you need to come up with just some random root keywords. So you might want to pick something like organic. Okay, that's just to get the ball rolling, just to get it going. The first thing you want to do after that is you just want to click on one of these books randomly. So you want to pick one here, like this one here. Okay, then we just want to look at the related books and we just want to scan through here. Now, what you want to be looking for is you want to look for a book that's fairly obscure so that you're not going to have a lot of competition, but you don't want to pick a book that's too obscure that it's not going to get any sales or traffic. So it's actually a little bit of a balancing act here, kind of difficult and challenging to do, but you just want to scroll through here, keep looking until you find one that you think would fit that criteria. Now, if you're scrolling for a while and you really can't find anything that's going to fit the criteria of being slightly obscure but not too obscure, then you really just want to start over, start with a new root keyword, and start the process all over again. But you can just start clicking through here, clicking at random books. You want to keep on looking at the related books because you want to come up with more and more ideas. You just want to keep on going until you find an idea that's going to be a good niche topic. After surfing around for a few minutes, you should see a niche topic that would be a viable candidate to test. So I'm going to take a look at this book here where it says drinking water. I'm going to click on that, and the first thing you want to do, if the keyword here would be drinking water, is you want to take a look at how well the book is selling, right? So to do that, you scroll down on the book and you get to the part where it says Amazon bestsellers rank. So right here it says this book is 59,000. Okay. Now a good criteria I have for picking the right topic for a book that you create for Kindle is you want to have a book that's under the 70,000 on the Amazon bestsellers rank. So anything higher than that, and the book's probably not going to be worth your while to create because you're not going to make enough sales. And anything lower than that is actually a good thing because you make more and more money the better selling that it is. But the next competition check that we have to do is after we've picked a book that's selling pretty well on a fairly obscure keyword, we need to see if there's a good amount of competition for this keyword, because if the competition's too hard, then it's going to be a no-go. So what we want to do is in the Amazon Kindle store search bar here, we want to type in the keyword drinking water, which is the topic of this book, and then we want to see how many other books there are on this topic already. So you notice there's one here, there's this one, and other than that, as far as books go that are covering just this specific keyword, there's only 2 books. Okay. Now the criteria for this stage is that you don't really want to have more than 4 or 5 books for this specific keyword, right? So the fact that there's only 2 is actually a very, very good sign. If we take a look here at the first result again, you can scroll down here and you can see that this one is not selling well. So this is the first result and it's not selling well. And the second result is selling well. So you have to come up with the ideas of why is this the case? You really have to do a lot of judgment calls. Why are these books selling well? Why is this one selling well? Why is the other one not selling well? Sometimes it has to do with the social following that the books have. So you can take a look at the author central biography page to see if this guy's a popular guy and people are just following the new books that he creates or what the reasoning is. But eventually you basically want to decide on a book that you think, you know what, I could create a book on this topic and I could sell it pretty well. Now, the one thing that I can see right away here is that these books for drinking water are pretty expensive. Like this one's $12, $14. That kind of leaves a book, a space for a book to come out here about drinking water that it's a much lower price point. So if you created a book that was $5.99 or $2.99 or $3.99, there's a good chance that a visitor that was searching for this phrase, drinking water, would come onto Amazon and say, hey, there's 3 books here. This third book is way cheaper than the other 2. That's the one that I'm going to buy. So really, you kind of got to use it as a judgment call, kind of common sense. Try and find a topic that you think you can compete in and a topic that's going to get a decent amount of traffic. As soon as you find that topic, then you just have a judgment call of how is my book going to stand out from the other books that are available for this search phrase. And that's a judgment call that you have to make on your own. Believe it or not, Kindle books can be created as easily as opening up Microsoft Word and writing a book. That's it. That's all that these Kindle books can be. It's just a simple Microsoft Word document that you can upload directly to Amazon. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, okay? But it's very simple. You just start Microsoft Word, and then you go through and you write your book on the topic that you've decided. So this book, for example, is about how to make money on Amazon. And then I would basically go through here. I'd create my chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Now, Amazon does have some restrictions on how your book is written. One example of one of those restrictions is that all chapters have to start on a new page. So when you finish up one chapter, so this is chapter 5 here, and I finish writing that one, when I start chapter 6, I have to start it on a brand new page. Now, my best recommendation for this is not to worry too much about this and the proper formatting for Amazon while you're writing the book. Instead, what you can do is if you go to Fiverr.com, which I'm a huge fan of, you can find gigs on there where people will format your book for Kindle for you for just $5. So if you write a 6,000 word book that you're going to be publishing to Kindle, all you have to do is you can make it as messy as you want, really, as long as it's got all the proper spelling and it's good quality content and it's a book that's ready to go. You just pay $5 and somebody's going to format all that for you. It's going to save you hours of time for just $4. Now, I know a lot of us, myself included, are control freaks where we like to be a part of the entire process. But when you think of a business task that's going to take you hours upon hours of your time and it only costs you $5 to get somebody else to do all that work for you, it's really just a no-brainer. So all you want to do is just go Kindle format. So Kindle formatting, when you look that up, you're going to find Fiverr gigs. You're going to find people that are going to do this for you. So right here, this gig, for example, it says I will format and convert to Kindle or create Mace ebook, just $5. He's done it for hundreds and hundreds of people. Perfect. That's exactly what we want, okay? So it's as easy as that. Write your book and then get it formatted on Fiverr. Now, your other option that you can do is instead of writing the book yourself, you can actually outsource the book to be written somewhere else. Now, a popular site to get this done is a website called Upwork.com. And if you go there, you can actually hire people to write books for you. Currently, I have a lady here. She's actually doing a very good job, Milena. She's writing a book for me on blogging, and she's hired for $1 per 100 words. Okay, so if she writes me a 6,000 word book, I essentially pay her $60. So I get a book written for me for $60. You notice that this book here is 7,300 words. That means that if I got this book outsourced, which I actually did get this book outsourced, then it costs me $73. So you can very easily get entire books written for you for less than $100. All you have to do is put an ad out on one of these sites like Upwork, asking for people to write books for you on your behalf, and then you have to negotiate to the rate of $1 per 100 words. Now, yes, I know that a bunch of people are not going to be willing to work for that rate, but believe it or not, there's going to be a lot of people that are willing to work for that rate because people are getting hired all over the world, and in a lot of areas, $1 per 100 words ends up being a very good wage for how many words these qualified, very high quality writers can write on. So don't worry about that. To upload your newly created book, all you have to do is a Google search for KDP. 3 letters. It's as simple as that. So KDP, click on the search in Google. Your first result is going to be Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You just need to create an account here. It's going to take a few minutes. They're going to ask for some tax information. Very simple stuff. Once you have your account, you'll be able to sign in. Then it's a very simple process of clicking on this create a new title if you're doing a new book. So you'll notice here I have a bunch of books down here. But if I wanted to create a new one, I would just click on this create new title. And then you would just fill in all the right information in the appropriate spots. So you'd want to click on the book name title, and you have the subtitle, and then you have the description. You are going to want to put a cover in here, and you're also going to want to upload the book. So there's a couple things left to cover and talk about. First of all, you want to make sure that the title of your book includes the keyword that you're targeting. So if you decided to go for drinking water, for example, and I'm not saying that this is a good or a bad keyword, this video is just for demonstration purposes, but let's say you were targeting and going for the keyword drinking water. Well, in your title, the book name, you would want to include the keyword drinking water prominently. So I would say something like drinking water as my title, and then my subtitle, this is where I have something to add on here. So you notice drinking water, that's the main title. And then you get to this colon here, and then it has the subtitle, which is the rest of the information. So these two books have different subtitles. I want to pick a subtitle here. You can either do the strategy of throwing in a second keyword that's similar to this one, so you get a little bit of chance of getting extra traffic to your book, or you could just do something that would be catchy, draw attention to your book. But that's up to your discretion. The important thing is that you've included your main keyword somewhere. Next thing is you can skip all this stuff. You do want to write a book description, and you do want to basically make it a good enough description so that it gets people excited and interested into buying and investing in your book and see what you have to say once they purchase it, right? So that makes sense. The next thing you want to do is make sure that this is not a public domain work. This is actually your work. So you either wrote it yourself or you purchased the rights for somebody else to write it on your behalf. You put in the keywords, some other keywords here that you want to rank for, and then this is where you would put your book. So you'd have your Microsoft Word file that was formatted for Kindle, and you would just select that here, and then you would select your cover here. Now, how do we create a really cool cover, and what do we upload? Well, what you can do is you can go to a free service called Pixlr, or you can look at other options that you have on the net for paid tools that can create, like a lot of people like using Photoshop, for example. Pixlr is 100% free, so you just want to look up the dimensions for a Kindle book and then create it using this free tool. Or another option is you can go to Fiverr again, and for $5, you can get a Kindle cover. And there are a ton of gigs selling Kindle covers. So you can pick one that's got good ratings, and you see I will design a unique Kindle covers. You can pick this one, for example. And this guy right here is going to create a Kindle cover for you. It's only going to cost you $5. So whatever you decide to go with, whether it's Pixlr, Fiverr, or you have a paid tool that does a good job as well, you want to create your cover, and then use same thing as below, basically browse for image. So you would go through your computer, select where your image is stored, and you would just upload it directly into here. Once you filled in all this information, you click on save and continue. When you get to the second stage, what they are going to show you, and I'll show you with another book, basically because we don't have time to do it here. What they are going to show you is they're going to give you options of what you want to price your book at. So let me just skip through here and go to save and continue. And when we get to the second page, they're going to tell you, what do you want to price your book? Now, here's something that people don't really know if you're just starting out with Kindle, but basically your best price, probably, if you're selling your book, is between the $2.99 to $9.99 price range. Okay, if you're doing between $2.99 and $9.99, you get a 70% royalty. If you want to sell your book for less than $2.99, then you have to switch to a 35% royalty. So if you sold your book for $1, for example, if you sold it for 99 cents, right, then you would make 35 cents approximately, because you get a 35% royalty, right? Now, if you sold your book for $2.99, okay, so 3 times the price, instead of 99 cents, you sold it for $2.99, you get a 70% royalty, which means you would make about $2 per book sale. So instead of making 35 cents, you're making $2. It's basically, I don't know the math, maybe 7 times as much, right? So really your best price for your book is probably about $2.99, but definitely at least $2.99, because below that you have to select the 35% royalty. After you do that, you just click on Save and Publish, and your book is going to go live on Amazon. So you will be good to go. That's basically the rundown on how to upload your book. And the next section, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of an advanced strategy that people are using to get a lot of money, not directly from Kindle, but because of Kindle. This advanced strategy is for if you want to create books in more competitive topics, but you still want to be able to rank them. So if you do a search on the Kindle store for Make Money Blogging, you can see a bunch of books here on Make Money Blogging. Look at the second result. That one's by me here, which is pretty cool. But if you scroll down further, you're going to notice that there are a bunch of books that are about making money with blogging. So the idea here is if the first page is completely taken up by books that are on this topic, and it even goes into the second and third and fourth pages here, how the heck are you going to get a book to rank for this competitive of a key phrase? Well, the best way to do this actually is what's known as making your book permanently free. So you'll notice here the third book in the list here, just one below mine, and ranking above a lot of other books that are about make money blogging, is actually available for free on the Kindle store. Okay. Now this is actually a strategic decision by this author. They are deciding to list their book for free because books that are listed for free rank higher. Now the reason for that is because Amazon knows that when people are searching on Amazon, everybody loves free crap. Okay. Everybody loves free stuff. So when people make books for free, a lot of people choose to purchase them. Now, even though it's a free transaction, it still counts as a purchase. Now, part of the Kindle algorithm is how many purchases that your book has. So when you list your book for free, you get a lot more engagement and a lot more purchases than a book that would be listed for money. So because of that, you're increasing the rankability of your book by listing it for free. Now, your next question is, okay, so if I want to get traffic in competitive areas for topics that I wouldn't be able to rank for otherwise, I definitely want to make my book permanently free. How would I do that? What you will discover is that Amazon does not allow you to directly list your book at permanently free. You can't actually do it directly in your Kindle Direct Publishing account. But there is a very popular and effective workaround. So the best way to get your book listed for permanently free is to go to a site called Smashwords. So if you do a Google search for Smashwords, you will find this website very easily. Now, what will happen when you upload your book to Smashwords is they're going to distribute it to a bunch of major retailers. One of the popular retailers that they distribute to is called Barnes & Noble. Now, Barnes & Noble and Smashwords does allow you to list your ebook for free. So when you get your ebook listed for free on Barnes & Noble, all you have to do is contact Amazon support and let them know that, hey, this ebook that's listed on Amazon, the Kindle store, is listed for free elsewhere. And they will actually price match the book from Barnes & Noble's to Amazon. So even though you can't make your book permanently free within Amazon directly, if you get it published for free on Barnes & Noble, you can then contact Amazon and request that they price match it to the free price point. You may be thinking, though, what is really the point of making your book free? So even if that would make your book rank higher in Amazon, if you're not selling it for any money, what's really the point? Well, the point here is that you're getting a bunch of traffic. So if you're listing your book for free and it's at the top of the rankings for a high traffic, high competitive key phrase, a lot of people are going to download your book. Literally hundreds of people can be downloading your book per day if it's on a popular key phrase and you're ranking for that book and it's free. Okay. So with those hundreds of downloads, what you can do is you can load your book with hooks and links back to your main content and places where you do make money. So a really good, effective, advanced strategy is to use what's known as a free bonus. Okay, so you put a little free bonus at the start of your book here, and you'll notice I have my free bonus in this book, and it says, it's a small token of thanks for getting this book. I'd like to give you a full course on how to make passive income online. So this book's about passive income, and then I'm giving away a free course. All you have to do to get it is visit this page. And believe it or not, Kindle books do have clickable links. So when people are reading their Kindle books, they decide to download your book for free, they can click on these links and get your free bonuses. Now, when they do click on this link, what you're going to notice here is it actually takes a while to load in Microsoft, but in Kindle it will load directly. It actually takes them to a lead capture page. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting a bunch of free traffic from Kindle, and then I'm getting that traffic and I'm siphoning it in, and I'm building an email list, or I'm sending that traffic to my blog, which I'm doing a lot. So if you notice at the start of my posts, lots of times I have links back to my website. So right here I talk about niches to get started with Amazon, and then I have a link to my website to give them more niches. So when they click on that link, they go back to my website. So what you can effectively do is that you can fill your book with a ton of leads back to your main content. Now, if you list your book for free, you're going to get a lot more people and traffic to your books, to the insides of your books, where they're going to click over to your stuff. So you really have to decide in your head, do you want to make your books cost something and then you'll make money per sale of your book, or do you want to list your books for free and then siphon in and zone in on a bunch of free traffic that you can make money on outside of Kindle? Both strategies are great, but if you are deciding on a competitive topic and you're just starting out with Kindle, it's actually not a bad idea to go the perma-free route and get a bunch of free traffic to your blog and your other content outside of Kindle. So that's it for my beginner's guide on Kindle publishing. If you want to learn more about this topic, then do a YouTube search for a guy named Dalton Scott, and I'll even leave a link to his YouTube channel in my description of this video. This guy knows more about Kindle publishing than anyone I know, and he even has a coaching program where he can go through it with you step by step. I have no affiliation with Dalton Scott. He's just a friend of mine, and I do know that he knows this stuff very thoroughly well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching. If you did like it, click on the like button below, and if you would like to contribute to what you want me to create next on this YouTube channel, give me an idea of what video you'd like me to make next in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
If you want a ton of internet marketing videos, how to create a website, how to build a list, who cares? Whatever you want in Make Money Online, I pretty much have all of it. My YouTube channel has over 80 videos now. You can find out what you're looking for, and I can show you what you need to know. So make sure, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel on the right side there, or subscribe below, and get started doing what you want to do online so that you don't have to do what you don't want to do in a cubicle. I hope this has been good for you. I'll see you guys soon.